Recording in progress.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our 2 o'clock Board of County Commissioners 2 o'clock consent agenda meeting. Let the record reflect that all 5 commissioners are present. It's just after 2 o'clock, and it is October 21st, 2025. We did receive written testimony for item 7D on today's agenda, so we do have that written testimony. We will then go ahead and stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you. That's going to take us to our open public forum, and I do have one person who has signed up, so Becky Dickerhoff. We missed you last week. Becky, I was just saying that we missed you last week.
Oh, I thought you were calling on me.
Oh, but I was calling on you too.
Both.
Yes, and I'm thrilled that I made it through Chicago. Several years ago, an employee of our federal government became infamous for her suggestion that alternative facts can be an argument against reality. Reality does not support alternative facts. In today's world, we are constantly bombarded by alternative facts with AI-generated videos and internet news. Even in our local election coming up in November, candidates are routinely using alternative facts to support their positions. But let's be clear, alternative facts are not the truth. The homeless in Spokane are not all drug offenders. The Spokane Medical Examiner noted most overdose deaths happened among those employed and housed in an interview aired February 4th, 2025 on KXLY. The only thing all homeless residents of Spokane County have in common is they cannot find available, affordable housing. The only way to fight the homeless crisis is to make affordable housing available to all. The drug crisis is not caused by homelessness. Drug dealers are responsible for the availability of drugs. Criminalizing the homeless will have no effect on the drug crisis. I'm here today to ask the county commissioners to enact what is commonly referred to as the 1590 tax. This ordinance, which amended RCW 82.14.530, allows a county legislative authority to impose a sales and use tax not to exceed 0.1% of the selling price in the case of a sales tax or value of the article used in case of a use tax. This will allow the county to create more homes for the unsheltered. At least 60% of that money must be used for the construction of housing and related services. The balance must be used for the operation, delivery, or services related to housing. Thank you.
Thank you. This is our open public forum time, and Becky was the only one who had signed up. Is there anyone else who would like to testify on items that are not on our agenda today? Okay, seeing no one else in the audience and no one online, third and final call for anyone wishing to testify. Seeing no one in the audience and no one online, I will close the open public forum and we will go to item 3, which is a proclamation, and I'll look to my fellow commissioner.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm going to read this proclamation in the form of a motion. In the matter of declaring November 4th through the 11th, 2025 as Operation Greenlight for Veterans Week in Spokane County, whereas the residents of Spokane County have great respect, admiration, and the utmost gratitude for all of the men and women who have selflessly served our country and this community in the armed forces, and whereas the contributions and sacrifices of those who served in the armed forces have been vital in maintaining the freedoms and the way of life enjoyed by our citizens. And whereas veterans continue to serve our community in the American Legion, Veterans of Foreign Wars, religious groups, civic service, and functioning as county veteran service officers in 29 states to help fellow former service members access more than $52 billion in federal health, disability, and compensation benefits each year. and whereas approximately 200,000 service members transition to civilian communities annually, and an estimated 20% increase of service members will transition to civilian life in the near future. And studies indicate that 44 to 72% of service members experience high levels of stress during transition from military to civilian life. And whereas the National Association of Counties encourages all counties, parishes, and boroughs to recognize Operation Greenlight for veterans. And whereas Spokane County appreciates the sacrifices of our United States military personnel and believes specific recognition should be granted. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of County Commissioners hereby declares November 4th through the 11th, 2025, as Operation Greenlight for veterans in Spokane County, as a time to honor the service and sacrifices of those transitioning from active service, and encourages its citizens in the tradition of displaying green lights in a window of their place of business or residence from November 4th to November 11th, 2025, dated this 21st day of October, 2025.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second for the proclamation that was just read. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Oh,
Yeah, as a Marine Corps veteran, Vietnam era veteran, I would just like to say to all the men and women that serve this country proudly in uniform, thank you so much for your sacrifice. Thank you for your dedication to protecting the freedoms that we enjoy here in this country. And also to my fellow Marines out there, don't forget November 10th is birthday for the Marine Corps, 250 years. So just thank you, everybody. And also, you know, my family is military. My dad was 20-year Army. Those that are family members of those in the military serve side by side to those that are wearing the uniform. And I just want to call out and say thank you for your dedication and your service and your support to those that are wearing the uniform. You also serve this country, and I deeply appreciate your commitment to making sure that those wearing the uniform are taken care of. Thank you.
thank you. And I do just want to comment that former base commander Brian Newberry wished he could be here today. He's been so active in our community since he retired, and so again, from Brian, he had let me know that he had seen this proclamation, so he was very excited. So we will take the vote, then we will take it. I'll have you come up and say a few words, and then we'll take some photos. So all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes unanimously.
Well, good afternoon, Commissioners. My name is Chris Dorchis, retired Air Force First Sergeant and current manager for Spokane County Regional Veteran Service Center. I'm here today to speak about Operation Greenlight, a nationwide initiative led by the National Association of Counties and the National Association of Counties Veteran Service Officers. Now, this campaign encourages counties across the county to show visible support for veterans by illuminating buildings in green during the week of Veterans Day. The purpose is twofold: to honor our veterans and to raise awareness about the unique challenges they face, while also highlighting the resources available to them at the county, state, and federal levels. Green is the color of hope, renewal, and well-being. The green light is also a play on the term green light, which signifies forward movement, encouraging the community to greenlight veterans into their community. I want to extend my sincere thanks to our Board of County Commissioners. This year marks the third consecutive year Spokane County has passed the proclamation in support of Operation Greenlight, demonstrating our commitment to show the community that we hear, see, respect, and are ready to serve those who have served. It's a powerful sight to see our county courthouse and Veteran Service Center lit in green. It sends a clear message of solidarity and gratitude. I also want to thank our county leadership, county employees, and especially my veteran services team sitting behind me. Your support allows us to focus on what matters most, serving our local veterans with excellence and compassion. Finally, I encourage all Spokane County residents and businesses to participate by changing their porch lights to green during the week of November 4th through the 11th. Together, we can flood our community with green and show that Spokane County leads the way in honoring those who have served. Thank you.
Thank you. So yes, so have your team come up and let's take a picture.
Big group.
Yep, no, I think we're good. Thank you. Thank you all very much. Appreciate all you guys do. Appreciate you too. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And Chris, I'm going to just double check. So we're going to have, will we have a little ceremony as we turn the lights green on the 4th?
We are not, we have an event coming on the setup at the arena.
Okay. So that's going to be the big event. So you'll let us all know. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay. Commissioner Kearns.
Madam Chair, if there's no objection, I request that we take item 7D out of order at this time. And then, Madam Chair, I move that the board continue this consideration of this matter, both a decision and public hearing, to a date certain, specifically November 4th, 2025, at our 2 p.m. legislative agenda to allow for further review.
Second?
Okay, so I have a motion and a second that we will take up 7D at November 4th, 2025 at 2 o'clock. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes unanimously. So we will take that item up on 11/4/2025 at 2 o'clock. And with that then, I will look to my fellow commissioners.
Madam Chair, I move that we approve item 4 and 5 and 6, including all sub-items on today's agenda.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second for items 4, 5, and 6 and all sub-items on today's agenda. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes unanimously. That then takes us to item 7A, which is a public hearing to consider the establishment of County Roads 31st Avenue and Warren Road in the final plat of Adams and 31st, County Engineers Road File Number 2100 for the Spokane County Public Works Department. And we have Matt Zarakor here.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is the first of 3 establishments this afternoon. You can see on the overhead the first establishments in the south part of Spokane Valley, and it's north of 32nd and west of Adams Road. just for orientation, you can see the red lines are the roadways we're proposing for establishment, 31st Avenue and Warren Road. These roads were built and certified in accordance with our construction processes, and it is the recommendation of our office that we establish them for maintenance. And I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Matt? I'm not seeing any. Thank you. So this is a public hearing item, so I will open up for public testimony for item number 7A as just presented. Second call for anyone wishing to testify. See no one online, no one in the audience. Third and final call for anyone wishing to testify on item number 7A. Seeing no one, I will close the public testimony and I will look to my fellow commissioners.
Madam Chair, I move that we approve public hearing item number 7A, the establishment of County Roads 31st Avenue and Warren Road in the final plat of Adams and 31st County Engineers Road File number 2100 for the Spokane County Public Works Department.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes unanimously. That will take us to item 7B, which is to consider establishment of a county road, 30th Avenue, in the final short plat, SP 1707-22, County Engineers Road File number 1175 for the Spokane County Public Works Department. And Matt Zarecor, once again, our County Road Engineer.
Thank you again, Madam Chair. This is our second establishment this afternoon. You can see by the red dot on the left on the vicinity map, this is in kind of southwest Spokane. And directly east on the right side, you can see Assembly Road. And this is between Thorpe and the freeway, just to get you oriented. You can see the red line on the overhead is the portion of roadway we're proposing for establishment. This may be extended on in the future, but for now, it's just this portion of the roadway. And it was, again, built and certified in accordance with our procedures, and we would be the recommendation of our office to establish it for perpetual maintenance. Happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Matt?
Just a question.
Okay.
Doesn't look like what we usually see. We often see what seems to be kind of development around in like a subdivision or something. Can you just talk about the rationale for this versus kind of the typical pattern for an establishment of a new road?
Yeah, happy to. This one you can see to the north is an apartment complex that's been existing, I think, since the mid-90s. And this area has been zoned correctly for development and just has not developed. It's a challenging area. Recently, some apartments that you can't quite see to the right on the east side of Assembly extended sewer and water to this area that made this development possible. And if you're familiar with the West Plains, the geology is such that you encounter shallow basalt bedrock pretty commonly. And I know the utilities had to be blasted into the right-of-way because obviously we're involved in that process also. But that's really what's driving this development is the availability of that sewer and water. They were extended for a pretty significant distance. That's usually the challenge on the West Plains is getting utilities to something. One, the availability, and two, just the cost of the extension.
So is that a cul-de-sac?
It is. It's a temporary cul-de-sac. It's anticipated that this development will continue on at some point in the future. The owner, I'm just going to go out on a limb and guess that they were extending it this far just because it was a short plat process, which will serve up to 9 lots in an urban short plat. And to do the formal long plat would have required much more time and expense. And also, if you connect through to Windsor, it's a gravel road. That would get us into the conversation about does that need to be paved, and if so, what are the limits of that activity?
And so this was built by the developer as part of a anticipated future development, and is it at the developer's request that the establishment comes forward?
When we have a project like this, we're always deciding whether we want roads to be public or private. When it's served by City of Spokane Sewer and Water, which the entire West Plains is, they require that their sewer and water be placed in public roads and public right-of-ways. So it short circuits that conversation, and we've been allowing that, and we've been making them public roads even when we wouldn't necessarily from a connectivity standpoint. So that was why this is a public road. But again, I think they just built this just to serve the 9 lots that they were proposing, and at some point, I do believe it will be extended on, who knows when.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. If there's no other comments, then I'm going to open up for public comment. For item 7B is on today's agenda. Anyone who would like to testify on item number 7B? That was my second call. So third and final call for anyone wishing to testify on item number 7B. Seeing no one in the audience rushing up and no one online, I will close the public testimony for 7B and look to my fellow commissioners.
Madam Chair, I move that we approve public hearing item number 7B, the establishment of a county road 30th Avenue in the final short plat SP 1707-22, County Engineer Road File number 1175 for the Spokane County Public Works Department.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes unanimously. That will take us to item 7C, which is to consider the establishment of county roads Glendora Drive, Summercrest Court, and 41st Avenue, and the plat Twisted Willows Second Edition, and Emma Lynn Court and Glendora Drive in the plat Trickle Creek Fifth Edition, County Engineers Road File number 1209 and 2669 for the Spokane County Public Works Department. And once again, Matt Zarecor.
Thank you again, Madam Chair. And last establishment for today, you can see this is up on the side of Tower Mountain, kind of in the southeast corner of the city of Spokane. And you can see on the right side, this is actually 2 plats, one outlined in blue and one in yellowy orange. And the red lines are what we're proposing to establish. We're bringing them together because they're joint road files, and also the roadway names are continuous from one project into the other. These roads were again built and constructed and certified in accordance with our procedures, and it is again the recommendation of our office that we establish these for maintenance. And I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Matt? Okay, so this is a public hearing item. So I will open it for public testimony for item number 7C. I do have one person who may, do you want to come down and testify? Mr. Robert Reed?
Thanks. I just have a few questions. Summercrest Court is listed on here. I've lived on Summercrest Court for 4 years. Is it general procedure to approve a road 4 years after it's been established? And
Sometimes that happens, yes.
Okay.
So,
and then the other question was, it asked for the 36 feet of right-of-way. Does that include just the street itself, or is there footage on both sides of the cul-de-sac and the end of the cul-de-sac as well?
so that would be a question that I'd have you ask our county road engineers. So is there anything else that you'd like to testify about, though?
Depends on the answer to the question. It'll be short if it is.
Oh,
Yeah,
Okay,
very
I will allow Matt to answer the question quickly.
So on the first point, there's the way the process goes is we approve plans, the developer hires a contractor, goes out and builds them. Typically, there's what we'll call a punch list, a list of remaining items, usually small items, and those oftentimes take a while to get ironed out. So it's at the developer's discretion of when they complete the project to the point that they can certify it, and that's what triggers this process of taking it over for maintenance. So a year or two is not unusual. 4 years is a little long, but again, it's out of our hands. Once they get done with the list and we certify it, then we take it over for maintenance. So
Okay.
that's the first one. Regarding the width of the right-of-ways, that's dedicated. We have a road standard that says where that right-of-way should fall, and it's typically a foot behind the curb. That way we can replace the curb or do any work in the road we need to. Beyond that, it's typically a border easement, which is just an easement that allows drainage and utilities and sidewalk. And it allows the built houses to be closer to the roadway is the reason we don't take the entire thing as right-of-way. And then beyond that, there's a utility easement where dry utilities like sewer and, or gas and electric and phone would be.
Sure.
Yeah.
So is the easement any different at the end of a cul-de-sac?
It would again follow just outside the cul-de-sac. We have a standard plan for that too. And generally, it's past the curb a little bit, enough that we can do work we need to.
So this doesn't involve any changes to?
No, all those right-of-ways were dedicated at the time the final plat occurred, which is when the lots were created. So whenever people bought their lot, all this was already in place.
Okay, so there's no change in the border of my lot at all?
No,
even for
Nope.
easement?
no
Great.
change in property
That's
rights.
all I had, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Matt. Okay, so second call for anyone wishing to testify on item number 7C. Seeing no one online, no one in the audience, third and final call. Seeing no one, I will close the public testimony on item number 7C and look to my fellow commissioners.
Madam Chair, I move to approve public hearing item number 7C, establishment of county roads Glendora Drive, Summer Crest Court, and 41st Avenue in the plat, Twisted Willows, 2nd edition, and Emma Lynn Court and Glendora Drive in the plat, Trickle Creek, 5th edition, County Engineer Road File numbers 1209 and 2669 for the Spokane County Public Works Department.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes unanimously. Okay, that takes us to the end of our agenda for today. Mr. Simmons or Mr. Folsom, do you have anything?
We have one closed session, Commissioners, on labor negotiations.
Okay,
No additional executive session items. Thank you.
very good, thank you. Okay, so then we will adjourn the meeting for today, and we will go into closed session for labor negotiations. So thank you all very much for being here, appreciate it, and see you back next week.